Another good news for international students like you with a spouse and kids. So IRCC recently announced that starting in January 2023, which is next month, through a temporary 2-year measure, Canada will expand eligibility to work in Canada to spouses and working age children through a phased approach for workers at all skill levels. This would include families of workers in healthcare, trades, and hospitality. So, if you're looking to earn while studying, Canada gives you a fantastic opportunity for the same. Hello everybody, this is Bella of iCAN Study and Explore Canada. A lot of you might well wonder how much of an investment you have to prepare for a world-class and high-quality education. Plus, you get to enjoy the benefit from the same rights and freedoms that protect all Canadians: respect for human rights, equality, diversity, and stable and peaceful society. Today, I will be discussing about proof of financial support. How much do you need to study in Canada? If you like this topic, subscribe and ring that notification bell so you stay updated with helpful tips and updates for aspiring international students like you. Are you in search of the best foreign study destinations to complete your higher education or take a postgraduate study program? Well, you have every reason to stop your search with Canada. Housing 223 public and private universities and 213 public colleges and institutes, Canada is the best place to study, to achieve your professional goals and start a lucrative career. If that's what you're intending to do, then you need to ask yourself, how much do I need to spend to study in Canada first and foremost? If you want to have an exclusive access to my comprehensive study guide and training module and assistance on how to create a concrete study plan that will help you land a lucrative career in Canada, you might want to sign up for my VIP membership that includes one-on-one mentorship and access to all the resources available on my VIP page to help you become successful in your student journey. Alternatively, you can book for a 15-minute meet and greet with me, as you can see on my website. So I know that you guys are excited, so let's dive right in. Like you, I ask myself this common question: do I have this amount of money that I'm ready to spend? Well, to help you understand the cost of your Canadian education, I will explain numerous factors that impact your overall expenses. First, tuition fee. It is the biggest factor to consider. While discussing several factors that impact the cost of your study in Canada, for international students like you, it's good to start with tuition fees. It is the core factor that determines the overall cost. Meanwhile, the tuition fee depends on the types of courses that you want to pursue in Canada. The tuition fee generally ranges from about 9,000 to 35,000 Canadian dollars per year, depending, of course, on your program of study and location as well. I have listed the tuition fee of the different study programs to help you know and calculate the cost of study in Canada per year. So if you're taking a doctoral degree, then that's going to be about 7,000 to 5,000. Master of Business Administration, 30,000 to 40,000. Postgraduate master's program, 17,000 to 25,000. And undergraduate program from 13,000 to 35,000. Number two, the cost of getting a visa or your study visa Canada cost. To study in Canada first, you need to get a student permit. You need to remember that a student permit is not granted free of cost, of course. You need to spend some money on that as well. The average price for a Canadian student permit application is approximately 150 Canadian dollars. And to secure your study permit in Canada, you need to prove that you have adequate funds to continue your education. It's part of the process of getting a student visa. You need to have 10,000 Canadian dollars for your living expenses for the first year. But if you are also taking some of your relatives or family members with you in Canada, you need to afford the national or the additional charges for this. And if you live outside Quebec, you will show that you have 10,000 Canadian dollars, and for your first family member, $4,000, and every additional accompanying family member, you must show that you have living expenses of $3,000 per year. If you and two family members want to come to a province other than Quebec for a year, you will need a total of 17,000 Canadian dollars as a proof of financial support. So number 3, accommodation costs. Accommodation is another crucial factor that significantly impacts the total cost of your study in Canada for international students. The majority of Canadian universities and colleges have their residence facility, and they accommodate international students with all necessary facilities. Meanwhile, students also get a choice to choose an independent accommodation. You can get many accommodation options to share your rooms with other students as well. So number 5 would be your living expenses. Apart from your expenses on rent, grocery, and social activities, you should also have some additional money while living as a student in Canada. If you think about living cost in Canada, you need to consider 3 main critical factors: communication, personal expenses, and books and supplies. While living in Canada, you frequently call your family members, friends, and others. Therefore, you need to have a separate budget for phone bills. You can search for affordable plans available for international students, and the cost you need to afford for communication ranges from $20 to 30 Canadian dollars. Purchasing books in Canada is indeed an expensive deal. Books for courses such as medicine, law, and other courses are costly. Rather than buying new books, you can opt for purchasing secondhand books to minimize your expenses. Apart from these, your personal expenses include dining, laundry, clothing, and others. And number 6, transportation costs. Include this in your total cost in your study in Canada. Transportation is another factor that one can't ignore while calculating the cost of living and studying in Canada. Most Canadian universities and colleges offer free public bus passes to their students. It is already included in your tuition fee. You can use different modes of public transport, including buses, regional trains, and subways. Many popular cities like Vancouver, Toronto, Montreal, and others provide subways and buses. Though some small cities may not have subways, you can still get options to use a private taxi, buses, and commuter trains. As far as commuting cost is concerned, an average cost ranges from $80 to $120 every month. To make it affordable, you can offer monthly passes offered to college students. If you travel a long distance, you can easily take advantage of public buses, railways, flights, private cab, etc. that will help you reach your desired city. In some cities, people who are not living nearby bus stops can get an option to park their vehicle to take the bus to their desired destination. Taxes account for total cost to study in Canada. International students who come to Canada for study to get permission to work for 20 hours every week, applicable for academic sessions. Besides, they can work full-time, especially during vacation. And good news for you guys, from November 15, 2022 until December 31st, 2023, you can work more than 20 hours per week off campus while classes in session if you are a study permit holder and are studying at a DLI full-time or part-time during your final academic session, or have been approved for a study permit but haven't arrived in Canada yet. In addition, you must ensure IRCC has received your application for the study permit, including extensions, on or before October 7, 2022. You must have an off-campus work authorization on your study permit. And lastly, you must be either in Canada or coming to Canada by December 31st, 2023. Another good news for international students like you with a spouse and kids. So IRCC recently announced that starting in January 2023, which is next month, through a temporary 2-year measure, Canada will expand eligibility to work in Canada to spouses and working age children through a phased approach for workers at all skill levels. This would include families of workers in healthcare, trades, and hospitality. So if you're looking to earn while studying, Canada gives you a fantastic opportunity for the same. Meanwhile, you should keep in mind that your earned income is taxable. It's good to look for a part-time or full-time job to help you in some of your expenses. So I'm laying down the cards for you guys, not to discourage you to come here, but rather to encourage you to pursue your Canadian dreams. A year from now, you will wish you had started today. Let me leave you a quote of the day. If your dreams don't scare you, they are too small. Please like and share this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to get updated with what's brewing about international students in Canada. Again, this is Mentor Bella, the founder of iCAN Study and Explore Canada, that is always saying, if I can, you can.